Welcome to the complete collection of Larry Bird's greatest, or of the complete collection of Larry Bird's stories.
Irving is guarding him, and as every shot went in that Larry took, he went further back, and he kept on saying to Irving, "Aren't you going to guard me? Can't you do any better?" I mean,
he'd say something like, "Don't do that."
Yeah, don't do that.
Ed Pinkman. I am on a torture ass today.
And every shot he would shoot, he returned to me. And I said, boy.
And Larry looks right into the soul, right through the eyes of that referee. And he says to him, "We're not going to quit. You make sure you don't quit."
He catches the ball and looks over at our bench and goes, "I'm going to take 2 dribbles right, crossover left."
And Derek McKee is on.
And Derek's on him. Don't let him do that to you, D. I remember the game he played against the Lakers the first year that the Celtics won the World Championship with him on the team. He was ridiculous. Remember, our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game, because he did everything, points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game, and a great touch. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
And he was one of the biggest trash talkers that you'll ever see in your life.
Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against.
That's what I want to hear
Larry
about.
talked more trash on the court than anybody. He'll tell you where he's going. He'll tell you when he catches, there's nothing you can do about it. He was, and it was great trash talking because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't, pounding his chest. You can just be standing next to him.
He told me 2 things one day. Our rotations, double teaming, Kevin McHale always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting.
I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation.
So he shot one, and I'm trying to block this shot. And he would just tell me, Scott,
you're not getting it.
You're a little too late. A little too late.
Why you need to jump? Why you running out? But it was all game.
He'd say something like, "Don't do that."
Yeah, don't do that. He talked the whole game, and it was, after the game and after years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude, but he was, like Kat said, he was ridiculous as far as the way he played the game, and that's why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
We played it here.
Right.
Yeah, which is where it starts, right here.
Right.
The other great memory I had, I told him this earlier, it's my greatest memory. I'm playing 15 minutes a game, Ed Pinkman playing 15 minutes a game. We'd come into Atlantic College, we'd sit in that little nasty locker room back there, and nobody felt like practice. You could tell that the locker room was down, everybody's in there, and it's just like, we've been 3 games or 4 nights or whatever, and Eddie Pinkman would be sitting there putting on his shoes, and Larry would come in there and he'd have his bag over his shoulder, his gray sweats on, he'd stand over there and he'd stand right over Ed Pinkman every day, and he'd go, Ed Pinkman, I am gonna torture your ass today. And Bucky, and then it was on. I'd start laughing, and then Chief would look over there and go, "What the hell are you laughing at? I'm gonna torture your ass too." And then it was on, and nobody felt like practicing, but he'd come in and just utter those little remarks, and we'd have a great practice.
One of the best lines ever heard was 86 was playing Houston, and we're going into game 6.
It's the Celtics trying to tag batter number 16 up on the roof. And the Houston Rockets trying to battle and bring about a 7th game in the 1986 NBA Finals.
And the crowd is absolutely going berserk about an hour before the game. Some of the guys were still sleeping before they came in. And said that, "Hey, I'm telling you, and fans want blood out there. They don't care whose it is. We lose, it's our blood." And it was right, because, man, that place was rocking it. And it's always rocking.
And in that game, Larry Bird played his cell
celebrated and acknowledged greatest game that he ever played. Because in a game that had tons of guys that were winners of the genetic lottery, 7'4" Ralph Dixon, 7-foot Akeem Olajuwon, 7-foot Robert Parrish, 6'10" Kevin McHale, we called him Frankenstein, though having him stand up straight to the 6'10", but dangle those long arms and back to his chin without bending over. And Kevin, when he needed that foot operated on and had the screw put in, they just took the screw out of his neck and put it right into his foot there. Frankenstein. And here's Larry. Here's Larry, who can't jump this high. I saw him dunk in one of these videos. I couldn't believe it. It must have been a Photoshop or something. And Larry, who couldn't run faster than I can move today. I'm 61 years old. I've had 37 orthopedic operations. Both my ankles are fused. I got a fused spine and my knee's just been replaced. Larry at his peak couldn't run faster than I could move today. Yeah, with all these guys playing above the rim and just dominating everything, there was Larry grabbing every rebound, every single rebound. And instead of just putting it right back up, he would go run out to the three-point line and just throw it up there, not even look at it, just run down the court going like this. And in that game, I was playing so poorly that Larry Bird came up with his regularly repeated mantra when he would go to Casey Jones during the dead ball situation that says, Casey, you can either take Walton out or you can take me out. It's your choice. That's true. And Casey Jones always taking it out. The right decision.
A lot of people don't remember in those days that the rivalry was Philadelphia and Boston. Julius Erving and Larry Bird. Both teams were undefeated. And, I'm a baby and there's only 2 referees. I'm with a veteran official.
The officials for tonight's ball game. Jack Madden, the veteran, is going to be one of them. That is Jack on the left, and that is Dick Pavetta on the right.
And we do the first half. And the start of the second half, Dennis Johnson dives for a ball and crashes into my partner and breaks his leg.
Takes it to the hole. Won't go. Takes down Jack Madden, and that gets a big hand from the crowd. But Madden's hurt. Madden is hurt.
Well, we stop the game. They carry him off on a stretcher, and I do my plea to both coaches. I get Casey Jones and I get Billy Cunningham, and I said, coaches, listen, I'm by myself. I'm going to work for 2 men. I'm going to work as hard as one person can possibly work.
Dick Pavetta is going to whistle this one alone. He goes up to talk right now to Casey Jones. I'm sure he'll be back and explain to Billy Cunningham how he's going to work this.
But this is only going to be successful if I have your cooperation. Dick, you got it. No problem. Everything is fine. And I think Billy Cunningham had to say to his assistant, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Yeah, Dick. Yeah, they didn't even know who I was.
Look at Cunningham. He's doing laps over there, folks.
And, of course, as luck would have it, Larry Bird has an unbelievable night. Every shot he took, Irving is guarding him. And as every shot went in that Larry took, he went further back. And he kept on saying to Irving, aren't you going to guard me?
Bird on a give and go, nice line, gets the ball. Quarter, they find Bird for 2. Bird spins on Jay, got it, finds him, gets a step on Jay, and gets 2.
Man sitting there waiting for a pass right at the top.
Bird open on Robert Parrish. Bird through the lane, left-hander is good and a foul. 25 first half points for Larry Bird with 3:09 to play.
Aren't you going to guard me? Can't you do any better? I mean, he was the greatest soft-spoken trash talker I've ever met. Finally, it got too much, and I look up and I see them choking each other.
There's a photograph of Larry not choking one another. Actually, there was an offensive foul called on Larry. And obviously the offensive end of the court, he didn't like the call, so he was really mad at the referee. And he came down court, he was kind of like, stomping, and he was in front of his bench. It looked like a moment in which he was going to take a swing, and it was very uncharacteristic because, we did Converse commercials together, we did Spalding commercials together.
Converse StarTech designed for the best pro player. Thank you, Larry. StarTech unit saddle protects my ankles and gives that extra midfoot support. A great rebounder needs. It's reinforced for me. And me. Hey, maybe it was made for both of us. Must be magic. Now that's who this shoe was made for.
So, we were kind of cool. I thought something was going to happen because he was definitely mad, but he was mad at the referee. He wasn't mad at me. And I just extended my arm to hold him back, and it ended up sliding up to his neck. And then,
and a fight between Jay and Bird is broken out on the court. And Moses Malone takes Bird down. He's got him in a headlock.
And a melee ensues. And so I learned from my brother Joe that if you can't stop something before it starts, you kind of step back and take license plate numbers.
Yeah.
So I just kind of stepped back and watched what was going on. And in so doing, then I informed them that Bird and Irving were gone.
Dr. J's going. Yeah, I think Bird might be going. Yep, they're both going. They better not go at the same time, I'll tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a double technical fighting foul. The Celtics, number 33, Larry Bird. Number 6, Julius Irving for Philadelphia. Both players are ejected.
Well, 4 technical fouls later, thanks to their cooperation, it was only 4 technical fouls. Cunningham starts jumping up, and I say to him, if you do that one more time, I'm going to throw you. So you don't have the guts. Bing, bang, goodbye.
Set. A technical call on him, and he's been asked to leave the room.
So he leaves.
There goes Cunningham out. And Cunningham has got, who's he talking to? Somebody in the crowd now. Well, who's going to coach this game now for the Sixers? As Billy got hit with something from the crowd, that's not altogether what you call Boston appreciation, folks.
And I go over to the scorer's table, and Andy Jick, I always remember Andy Jick was the announcer for the Celtics, and the scorer says, Dick, you're throwing him on one technical foul, right? And I said, no. The other official in the first half called a technical foul on Cunningham. And because I said, I heard it announced. He said, yes, but he came over afterwards and changed it to Matt Gukas. So Cunningham only has 1 technical. Do you really want to throw him on 1? I said, no. Let someone go into the locker room. Let's bring him back out again. So now they go in and they get Cunningham and they bring him back out again. And he's coaching.
Cunningham's back on the floor again.
Boston ends up winning by 15, 18, and the response, more so from the Philadelphia people, was that Cunningham said, I really didn't know that much about this guy better. But for anyone to have the courage to throw out 2 superstars, and that was the first time and only time either one of them would ever thrown out.
So, I do want to start with your first championship, which actually none of these guys were here for.
Nope.
And the reason I want to get to that is, well, a lot of reasons. But one of them was because you said this one was for Terre Haute, which I always thought was amazing.
I won this one for Terre Haute. You won it for Terre Haute, I'll tell you that.
Why did you really feel compelled to do that?
Hell,
You're killing me, Larry. You're killing me here.
Okay, I felt compelled. Compelled that we played against Irving the first time, and Jack, if you remember that series, which I know you do, we lose game 1.
The Celtics had been stunned by game 1 and held practice behind closed doors in an attempt to regroup.
We lucked out game 2 in overtime.
Now to Magic. Back over to Worthy and it's picked off. Goes to Henderson. He lays it off and in. All night up. A great play by Henderson.
The Lakers knew they had given this game away, but it went into the Celtics scorebook as a victory.
We get blown out by 32 in game. Am I right?
Yeah, but I was
30, 32 or something.
Pretty good.
The most lopsided defeat in Boston playoff history, and the Celtics looked like beaten men.
What did you call your teammates after Game 3? Remember?
I just feel that we got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need. And until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
I know what I
Bunch of
called.
sissies. That was great.
No, I know what you called us.
I called all of them.
You call. He said we played like a bunch of sissies. Is exactly what he said.
We, not you.
I didn't say that you. Whoa.
I meant you, but somehow it just came out we.
Bird called his teammates sissy, challenged the entire squad.
You were obviously upset because it was a bad performance, but what, were you just trying to motivate them, or did you really feel that way, or
No, I felt that way. They had us down 38. Remember we kept sitting there running too fast for us? We can't catch them. We can't catch them.
And the Lakers were loose, confident, and happy. As far as they were concerned, they'd won all 3 games. The second game loss, a minor slip-up. In the heat of the moment, Boston developed a battle plan. And tempers flared. The Lakers' cool was blown. Instead of setting the tone, they found themselves retaliating, and their well-honed concentration was disrupted. But the physical pounding paid off for Boston.
I said, how in the heck are we still in this?
In overtime, Worthy stolen by Wendell Carr. And the Boston Celtics have evened this NBA World Championship Series at 2 games apiece.
But somehow we end up winning Game 4, go back to Boston.
Having criticized his teammates, the Celtic captain took it upon himself to lead them. Moving without the ball, hitting from all over the court, muscling for position underneath. He played a brilliant all-round game.
We say, now we got to put the hammer down. We cannot let Jimmy Dyer win. We win Game 5.
Bird had an extraordinary game, scoring 34 points on 15 of 20 from the field and grabbing 17 rebounds.
We had a pretty good lead in Game 6, losing. Game 7 was absolutely crazy.
The Lakers would remember for a long time the one they let get away. Larry Bird's 2 free throws capped the scoring, and in moments, the Celtics would be champions. Time finally ran out on the talented Lakers. It was Boston's year.
After the game, they were asking questions.
Larry Bird was chosen the playoff MVP.
A little trophy.
MVP.
It would be the MVP trophy.
And it hit me. Everything just came back to 1979 and how Irving got the best of the sand.
Does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those 2 years ago? Yeah, we're professionals now, but I won this one for Terre Haute. You won it for Terre Haute, I'll tell you that.
Finally, I got a rematch with him. And I know I wouldn't have put up. I didn't know.
Well, cool. Yeah, very good.
You know, you caused me a lot of sleepless nights. You know, I tell people all around the country when they ask me a question, who's the best, who's this, who's that. And I always tell them that, you know, I didn't play way back and all that, but when I was playing, that you're the best all-around player that ever played, and that, but more than that, you were the most feared player. I feared you more than anybody else because I knew if it was a little time on the clock, you know, 0.1, half a second, this man would find a way to win that damn game. So I'm hurt. So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. So, you know, Larry's warming up. So anthem is sung and get introduced, and right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down and says, you know what? Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about 15 assists. And every shot he would shoot, he would turn to me. And I said, boy, see, most guys talk trash and talk stuff and can't bag it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can bag your trash talking up.
We're playing a game down in Atlanta, and this is how long ago this was, because Atlanta was a good team. And they had Dominique and Doc Rivers and Reggie Theus and Kevin the Penguin Willis and Tree Rollins and all these guys. And we are getting hammered. We're just getting killed. We're down 25 at the half.
3 seconds left in the half. Haynes is a touchdown, and at the end of the first half, a standing ovation at the Omni for the red-hot Atlanta Hawks. They lead the Celtics 70-40.
But they're all trash talking. Fans are throwing stuff at us. We're going to kill you, Celtic. Bird, Kale Parrish, TJ, you guys are all frauds. What are you talking about? With the exception of Dominique Wilkins, who have too much class to ever say a thing. So we come in at halftime, we're just sulking in there with tails between our legs. We walk in, we're sitting in the locker room, and Casey Jones, our fantastic coach, the most like John Wooden of any coach I've ever been a part of. Casey walks in, he looks at us, looks at his watch, doesn't say a word, walks over to the cooler, pulls out a beer. Pops the beer, goes to sit down, pounds down. Beer, looks at his watch, goes over to the cooler and gets a second beer. Pops the beer, pounds it down, doesn't say a word. Looks at his watch, looks down and goes to get a third beer. That's the same thing. Then he gets up, looks at his watch for the final time, and he says, go. So we go out there and we're warming up to start the third quarter. And they got a record sellout crowd there at the Omni. Then we're going to start the third quarter. You watch an NBA game, and nobody wants to ever take the ball out of bounds. They don't ever. Larry Bird. Oh. That referee's off. The referee's off the ball there. We're down 25. Larry takes the ball the referee so that he can't get away, and the referee is like startled and staggered. What's going on here? We're all right there, right in front of the Celtic bench. And Larry looks right into the soul, right through the eyes of that referee. He says to him,
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
Melted on the spot. Larry hit 11 straight shots to start the third, including 7 threes.
That's written on the left side of man. Take an intro and something goes wrong. They find Bird open and winds up from 20. Meanwhile, he got nothing but net. And now Bird is second. He's going to take it all the way. Has it clean. Bird comes up with it. Haynes finds Bird cutting through. Larry Federer, glass. A moment ago, they took their lead. Bird in the lane. 33 points for number 33. It's Larry Bird with it. 18-footer.
We were tied at the end of the third. We won in overtime. We did not need a plane to get home. That's all.
Now that is what that was the strategy. Let him make the Bird is giving him a little verbiage, by the way. First gets the rebound to Larry Bird. Ball game. Celtics win it by 3.
Larry Bird, you're awesome.
Now you played, of course, against them. Who do you think was better?
Again,
now they were in the same era. They got out of that with the era talk.
I'm going to give you Golden Colony. Magic, yes, the Showtime and everything else. I got to give it to Bird.
I'm not going to say a name, but there's a phenomenal player today who agrees with you.
You're destroying the NBA. You're a fan. Fans
player.
Best player of all time.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight.
I know.
We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Basically, what a Magic did, he was able to trust me enough. That's an incredible athlete. This guy hit the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why we used to always look at Bird like, he's not white. You know, in a little bit of a way. He's got a lot of swag.
Yeah.
Before the world was really hot, Bird had swag.
Oh yeah, he was the biggest. They say the greatest trash talker.
More trash than anybody I've ever seen in my life. So we're playing in Boston. I'm on the bench at the time. We have Derek.
Who you with it?
I'm with Seattle. We have Derek McKee, one of the top expensive guys around. KC is coaching, Casey Jones, who had coach
But after a year away, Casey is back on the bench as an assistant to Seattle, and tonight he's back in Boston.
So he catches the ball on the left side. He catches the ball and looks over at our bench. He goes, I'm going to take 2 dribbles right, crossover left. So we're all on the bench like, this dude's...
And Derek McKee is on.
And Derek's on him. Don't let him do that to you, D. He takes his 2 dribbles, crossover, pull up, jump shot. And he looks over at our bench, and we're all looking at each other like, is he for real? It's like, come on, just like when we put Scott Webman on it. You know, I don't know if you heard about that. It's like, come on, that's embarrassing.
Bird said, don't put a white guy on.
Don't put a white guy on.
Did he say that to y'all?
Man, he talks more trash than I don't think anybody can talk that.
Really?
And the fact that he's able to back it up is that much better.
And that he was white, probably.
Oh, that never came into play. The fact that he could back it up. That's what we looked at. Like, this dude here is for real.
I remember my very first game in Boston Garden. Now, I had been in the Boston Garden with the Grateful Dead and heard the fans chant, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. And the fans are starting to chant, Larry, Larry, MVP, MVP, and the scoreboard is shaking up and down. So I go up to him, I said, gosh, I can't hear, what are they saying? Are they cheering for Jerry? And he said, no, they're cheering for me, Larry. And then at the very end of the game, we're going to win the game unless we miss our free throws. And so I'm inbounding the ball and I throw it to Larry. He goes up, gets fouled immediately, goes up and makes 2 free throws. Very next time, same exact thing. I throw it to Larry, 2 more free throws. Next time, Larry's guarded. I throw it to DJ. DJ goes up there and knocks down 2 free throws. Next time, Larry's guarded, DJ's guarded. So I throw it to Danny Ainge, who's the best free throw shooter on the team. And as Danny's walking up there to shoot the free throw, Larry walks up to me and says, hey, Walton, I know this is your first game here, but if you want to stay on this team, you throw the ball to me every time. And if you can't get it to me, then it's okay to throw it to DJ. If you can't get it to me or DJ, just throw it to me anyway, and I'll take care of it. There was nobody like Larry Bird. Oh, my gosh.
I know you worked out with him that summer, but you knew his mindset that summer.
I actually came to work out with him French Lick, and I realized what I thought I worked hard. I really did. And we started running up and down the hill over there, running up and down that hill. If you've been to French Lick, there's a hill that's on the backside that now goes up to Pete Dye. I thought I was going to die. And I realized, and he'd been doing it routinely. I had come to visit, and I was doing it, and I knew his intent was to get back there. I'm speaking for him, so that's always dangerous. His passion for being so supportive of whatever it is he's doing, and in this case, the Celtics and Red Auerbach, had him at a high level in terms of his competitiveness and his ability to prepare, because you can't have success unless you prepare. I don't know anyone in my life that's ever prepared better.
first game as a professional. We're playing up in Portland, Maine. I was with the Knicks at the time, and it's an exhibition game. And Larry's out there, he's got some free agent guarding and everything. And here I am, new in the league, kind of excited about having a professional uniform on. It was a great moment for me.
We played about 18 seconds to go in the court.
I'm sitting on the bench, and Larry takes a move. The move where he always takes the ball, and he puts it over this guy's head.
He picked the ball up like this to pass it. And he threw it over the top of my head. I thought he threw it.
I swear to God, usually they just turn around. This guy finally turned around, took about 3 steps toward the basket, like Larry shot it.
I turned around, did a 360 through the ball, but I turned back around, he was standing like that, shaking his head like this.
I turned around and he's about 5 feet off Larry. Larry almost looked like he's got his hip on it, or his hand on his hip with the ball.
He would have shot 3 of them.
He drove for 3. And I'm on the bench, or I'm playing with Nick. I stand off the bench, go, oh man! I look around, I'm sitting with my teammates, and here I am standing up.
I mean, that just sticks out in my mind, just one thing that he done to me. It's probably one of the most embarrassing moments of my career.
But you played with Larry when Larry was really hurting, when his back was starting to fail, and you saw him do some amazing things when he was a lot less than 100%.
Larry had 2 jobs in the last 7 years of playing. It was playing basketball, and then it was being a creative. I would see him on TV playing and they told me, playing in the street, things like that.
He did everything. I always called him last year or something in Miami about, I just happened to turn on the TV and I was sitting there and he was in Miami doing something a year or so ago at Fans Island. I was like, that's his back doctor. I was like, good God, man. Is that guy ever gonna leave you alone? Every day, just for him to go to shoot around, just for him to practice, and in the games he would sit there. Nobody saw him. We were playing Detroit in the playoffs. They brought him by here. I remember sitting there like, it was my first year. And I was like, I didn't have anything to like. He goes by it.
From 88 to 92, it was painful to watch. It was painful to cover. Larry is quite ordinary when he's not feeling well, which means he was ordinary for those next 4 years.
He could manage the pain in a way that very few people can do. To the day, he could clean it up and finish that up.
But even after 2 ruptured Achilles tendons, surgery on his back in 1991, Bird kept going to work. Product of a lesson learned many years before, the swollen ankle of a man long since gone.
Well, I don't know if it's broken up, but it looked like to me. Had to go to work and then do judo, and took everything I had and opened that judo up to it. I stood up, limp, and I'll see you this weekend for construction. That's clear Maine's got to fight through it all. Black, swollen. He'd sit around the weekend, put that judo and go again. If you get paid to go to work, you got to go to work.
And to me, those are greater memories to me than any championship because I saw the will of a guy. I mean, Larry could have hung it up. Larry could have said, this is too much. But he knew how much it meant for us. We had no chance. We had no chance without him.
Bird knew that if the Celtics had to win a 17th title, he will have to leave them there.
I mean, he sacrificed a lot of pain. He did a lot of great things so that we could have a chance. We don't want to win. We had a chance just because the sacrifice he went through everything to give us a chance.
Every time I would play, I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair, or I was going to go, walk on the beach, or hold my kids.
His pain and his quest for basketball became all-encompassing. Very few people really knew about Larry when he was living. Because this was Larry's issue, and really no one sharing his pain.
I probably should retire. It's that competition.
I saw this dude right here go out against Portland. And I mean, we were in a full body break. It was body. He got 48.
Bird turning on Robinson as he was shooting some ball. Here's Bird from Robinson, and then Pride gone by in the third. 3 for 13 from downtown. Bird again, team defense. Behind Chicago. Bird to the stretch. Seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Bird with the fadeaway. 1 assist away for triple-double. Bird, yes! Larry Bird with a triple-double, 49 points. Was thought to be a scratch for today because of the Achilles tendon injury and a bruised thigh. And he has come through with his best game of the season.
Where hit the game shot call. My God, I mean, the pain that he went through to give us a chance, not to win it. You know, we weren't going to win the championship, but we had a chance just because of the sacrifice he went through every day to give us that chance.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like to show support, subscribe if you're new, and here are 2 new episodes that you may enjoy.